Kimela. Now, I'm going to be going through the debtors ledger. In the debtors ledger, we only focus on a single debtor and we record all the transactions that relate to that debtor. And your debtors ledger will look like this. And the debit side of your debtors ledger will be when the debtor owes us more. So any transaction that results in a debtor owing us more will be recorded on the debit side. And any transaction that will reduce what the debtor owes us will be recorded on the credit side. In the debtor's ledger, the debit, we can conclude that it is a plus and the credit will be a minus. Now let us read information. The information below refers to Kasi Tuck Shop, which sells for cash and on credit. Record the following transactions directly in the account of Mpomzala in the debtor's ledger. So this is Mpomzala that I just shown you here. You'll notice that I wrote it there at the top that it is the debtor's ledger of Mpomzala, where the debit means Mpho will owe us more, the credit means Mpho will owe us less. Okay, so this is the debtor's ledger. It increases on the debit side because a debtor is an asset, all right? Assets increase on the debit side and they decrease on the credit side. We need to record the following transactions directly in the account of Mpomzala in the debtor's ledger. Supply your own document numbers and folio references. Now, these transactions took place in May 2020. On the 1st of May, the balance owing by Mpomzala was 2,500. To record that in our debtors ledger, we will write the date, which was May 2020, the 1st. Under details, you will write balance, and this is the balance brought down. It is the balance that Mpomzala was owing us from the previous month. It will not go under debit. It will not go under credit. It will be recorded under balance. On the 10th, credit sales to Mpomzala 3,500. What does credit sales mean? It means we sold goods to Mpomzala on credit. Which source document do we use when we sell goods on credit? So I'll start with the date, which will be the 10th. And the source document that we use when we sell goods on credit is invoice. And they said you must come up with your own document numbers. So I'll use invoice 01. When we sell goods on credit to a customer, in which journal will we record them? The debtor's journal. So folio will be the debtor's journal. For selling goods to Mpomzala, does that mean Mpomzala will owe us more or less? Mpomzala will owe us more and will owe us the selling price of those goods, which is 3,200. 3,500. You are going to take the previous balance, which was 2,500, and add it with this 3,500. You will get a new balance, which will be 6,000. Because of this transaction, Mpomzala will now be owing us 6,000. On the 13th, credit note was issued to Mpomzala for goods returned. R1,000. When do we issue a credit note? We issue a credit note to a debtor when they return goods or when we give them an allowance. Start with the date. The date will be the 12th. Under details, you write the source document, which will be credit note. You come up with your own number. I came up with my own number and said it's credit note 01. Under folio, it will be recorded in the DAJ. That 1,000 rand, will I record it on the debit side or the credit side? On the credit side. It reduces what Mpomzala owes us. Why? Because Mpomzala returned goods. When they return goods, they will owe us less. To determine the new balance, you will take the previous balance of 6,000, but then you subtract this 1,000 rand. That will give you how much? It'll give you 5,000 rand. You still good? Great. 24th. That was actually supposed to be the 13th, not the 12th. Oh, it is the 13th. The 24th, we received a direct deposit from Pomzala. So we received money from Pomzala in settlement. To settle something means you are paying it off. Here we were settling the amount owing on the 1st of May 2020. Mpomzala was granted a settlement discount of 500. Which amount was Mpomzala settling here? Mpomzala was settling that amount over there that was owed on the 1st of May. And we gave Mpomzala a discount. What source document do we use when you receive money from a debtor? We use a receipt. If it is a direct deposit, since this is a direct deposit, we will normally use the bank statement. I use the receipt here, but if it's a direct deposit, please use the receipt or the bank statement, and I will mark you right for both of them, okay? But you need to remember, if it's a direct deposit, we use the bank statement, all right? I will write the 24th, and under details, I will write receipt or bank statement EFT. This will be recorded in the cash receipts journal because we are receiving money. Mpomzala paid us, and it will reduce what Mpomzala owes us. What are we going to reduce by? What is the cash amount that was received from Mpomzala? We received 2,000 rand because the other one was a discount. Meaning that when you take the previous balance of 5,000 and you minus the 2,000, the new balance will be 3,000. But that 2,000 doesn't get rid of that 2,500 because they said the whole amount was settled. So Mpomzala doesn't owe us that 2,500 anymore. If we only received 2,000 cash, the remainder, which is the 500, will be the discount allowed. It will be recorded in the CRJ, and we are going to credit Mpomzala's account by that 500. The new balance that Mpomzala will be owing will be 2,500. On the 25th, what happened? We issued a receipt to Mpomzala for 1,500 as part payment of her account. Therefore, I'll come up with the source document, which is a receipt 02, because the other one was 01. This will be recorded in the CRJ. Mpomzala paid us. Because it's a payment, it will be recorded on the credit side of Mpomzala's account, reducing what Mpomzala owes us from 2,500 to just 1,000. On the 27th, the bank informed Kasi Tuckshop that the payment received from Mpomzala on the 25th of May, so it is this payment here, had been dishonored due to insufficient funds. Remember, dishonored payments will be recorded in the CPJ. It means the payment did not go through. Now we need to cancel it. That is due to Mpomzala not having enough money in her account. The date will be the 27th. Under details, you will write bank statement. I prefer bank statement, but you can write payment reversed. This will be recorded in the CPJ. It will increase what Mpomzala owes us. Remember, we are trying to cancel this 1.5 because Mpomzala doesn't have enough money. So when we went to the bank did not process it. We are going to put it on the debit side, meaning that Mpomzala will still owe us that 1,500. Mpomzala's new balance will now be 2,500. On the 30th, Mpomzala settled her account. This payment was made electronically. A settlement discount of 600 was allowed. Here they are not being specific as to which amount is being settled. So when they say Mpomzala settled her account, you always look at the previous balance, which was 2.5. So if Mpomzala settled her account, it means that Mpomzala is no longer owing us. That is a payment received. It will be recorded in the cash receipts journal. So receipt is it will be recorded in the CRJ. I'm going to reduce that 2,500 by 1,900. This is the cash that was received from Mpomzala, which resulted in Mpomzala owing us 600. So to get that 9.5, I took the 2,500 and I minus the discount, which was the 600. It means the cash component was the 1,900, which is 2,500 minus 600. This 600 was offered as a discount. So you will write discount allowed. This will come from the CRJ. You will record it on the credit side as 600. And this will result in Mpomzala owing us nothing. In essence, Mpomzala was owing us 2.5, but because we gave her a discount, she ended up paying us 1.5. When you combine the discount and the payment that we received, it makes up the 2.5 that Mpomzala was owing us. You got that? Good. Now, I want to compare this to a creditor's ledger. Debtor's ledger and a creditor's ledger are pretty much similar. But when you are dealing with the creditor's ledger, you need to remember everything swaps around. In the creditor's ledger, the debit is a minus and the credit is a plus. They already gave you the balance at the beginning of the year. Let me just read the information. So these are transactions for March 2019. The balance owing to Viquesta wholesalers. So when we prepare the creditor's ledger, it is us buying on credit. So we are buying goods on credit from Questa wholesalers or anything from Questa wholesalers. And at the beginning of the month, we are owing Questa wholesalers 5,678. On the 4th, we bought stock on credit from Vervi Questa wholesalers for 2,000. It means that we are owing more. Do you remember in the debtors ledger, it was a debtor owing us. Here it's us owing Questa wholesalers. So we owe Questa wholesalers. So whenever we buy goods on credit from Questa wholesalers, they will give us an invoice. And that transaction will be recorded in the creditor's journal. But because we bought goods, it will increase on the credit side. That is because a creditor is a liability, and liabilities increase on the credit side. You got that? This will result in us owing Questa wholesalers more because credit means plus. So when you take that 5,678 and you add it with this 2,000, you will get 7,678. Got it? Okay. On the 9th, it says, returned some of the stock which was bought from Volvi Questa wholesalers on the 4th, sent debit note for 200. So it's us returning goods to the creditor, which means we will owe the creditor less. The source document will be either a credit note or a debit note. But because we are the ones that issued a debit note, I will write a debit note. The transaction said it was a debit note that was issued. When we return goods to a creditor, they will be recorded in the creditor's allowances journal. And when we return goods to the creditor, it means we are owing the creditor less because we gave them the goods back. We are not happy with their goods, all right? So that will be on the debit side, meaning that we are now owing Questa wholesalers 200 Rand less. You will take the 7,600 and you minus the 200, you will get 7,478. On the 19th, we paid 7,000 by EFT to Vorvai Questa wholesalers in settlement of account. Because we made a payment here, on the 19th, I will write 19, obviously, but because we paid them, it will be recorded in the bank statement. That is incorrect. It is not the cash receipts journal. Instead, it will be the cash payments journal. That is because we are the ones that are making a payment. It will reduce what we owe Vervi Questa wholesalers by 7,000. Now, why do I record 7,000? They said in settlement of account. That's how much we paid. Settlement of account means we are paying everything off. So if we only paid 7,000, and after paying the 7,000, we still owe Questa wholesalers 478. So what was this 478? The fact that they said we settle, it means we are paying that off. That must go. We don't owe it anymore, right? It means that 478 was a discount, but it's not a discount allowed. It is a discount received. We received it from Questa wholesalers. And they approved this on the 25th, not on the 19th. So that's why the date is different. We will record this discount received on the debit side. At the end, we'll end up owing Questa wholesalers nothing. So this is how I will ask it for the exam. I won't make it complicated as I did in all the tests that you have written so far, where I included with everything. So here you'll just be focusing on the debtor's ledger or the creditor's ledger, and this is how I will ask it in the exam. Okay, so try out this classwork. Give yourself around 10 minutes to finish it, and then mark your work. Okay, if I'm moving too fast, remember to pause. Okay, and this will be classwork 2. Give yourself around 15 to 20 minutes to finish this one. And here are solutions. And this is it from me. I really, really enjoyed reaching grade nines. I am definitely sure that I prepared you properly for accounting in grade 10. I know it was a little bit difficult for some of you, but I couldn't drop the standards. I needed to make sure that people that take accounting actually qualify to do accounting. And I'm hoping there will be around 15 or 20 of you. And from this group, I'm expecting it can be 25 or even 30. I will be expecting around 15 distinctions. Even though I will not be at Veritas College, I'll be watching you guys, okay? You were amazing. You're smart. And I hope you will work hard in everything. Understand that to achieve anything in life, you have to put in the hard work and you need to be consistent all the time. All right. And yeah, that's it from me. From next year, I will be at 85. That is 85mets.com. And for anyone that needs extra lessons, please feel free to visit their website. All right. We are based in Bedford View, Bryanston, Horton, as well as in, yeah, it's Bedford View, Bryanston, and Houston, Cape Town, and in Pretoria. Okay. For now, hope you will give your best and give it your best shot. Trust me, more attempts you will never miss. Khotso.